Not every day in the forest begins with tension. But that morning was different. Before I could even finish my first sip of coffee, I knew it would be a long day. The signs from the night before showed that the wild boar herd had completely changed their usual routes. They no longer followed a fixed path. Instead, they scattered, cut across, circled back, leaving overlapping tracks all over the forest. That meant one thing: this area was overloaded. And when a population crosses its threshold, the forest descends into chaos before it can return to balance. We entered the forest earlier than usual, bringing hunting dogs and a flexible plan, ready to adapt to even the smallest movement. Less than an hour in, the first signs appeared. Dark shapes broke away from the dense cover, moving slowly along a low hillside. We deployed almost by instinct, holding distance and locking down escape routes. The situation unfolded quickly, cleanly. One animal dropped on the spot. Another was wounded and rushed into thick brush. The dogs immediately followed, pressing close with every stride. No noise. But enough to confirm. There would be no quiet moment today. We had barely moved forward when another adult suddenly appeared, almost right in front of us. Just a few meters away. Not far enough to maneuver. Not enough time to recalculate. The animal paused, as if sensing something was wrong. A subtle flinch, but enough to tighten my chest. In that instant, the air seemed to compress. A decision had to be made immediately. And when it was over, I realized I had been holding my breath the entire time. Near noon, the ground began to tremble under pounding movement. A large herd burst from the western ridge, cutting across the valley. The formation instantly shifted into control mode. Each ambush position activated exactly as planned. When the lead animal entered the zone, the herd hesitated, just for a split second. And in that exact moment, the herd broke formation, scattering in multiple directions. But behind them, another blocking line was already in place. Lock points triggered in sequence, forming a closing ring. The entire forest shook for a few brief minutes, before everything slowly settled again. In situations like this, our top priorities are always the same: identify movement direction, maintain safe distance, and only act when it poses no risk to people, dogs, or anything beyond the target. After that coordinated push, one separated animal suddenly charged down the slope into the open field below. It was aggressive. Dangerous. The distance demanded absolute patience. No one rushed. But we couldn't let it reach the farmland below. We held our positions, watched every movement, waited for the right moment. When its path stabilized, the situation was handled cleanly, closing another chapter of the day. The field below remained safe. Just when things seemed to settle, we were wrong. Once again, the entire area fell into disorder. Movement appeared from multiple directions at once. Smaller groups split off, crossing paths, turning the forest into true chaos. The formation quickly shifted to a pressure-driving tactic, forcing movement toward a single escape line. Once order was restored, each situation was handled in sequence, until the forest returned to silence. By the end of the hunt, a helicopter made a final sweep from above to ensure nothing had been missed. During that last pass, we spotted a large, powerful boar sprinting across open ground. We moved in immediately. The chase was short, but intense. And when it ended, the long day finally came to a close. By the time we left the forest, the last light of sunset had already faded. No one said much. Because some days in the forest don't need a conclusion, only silence, to remind us that everything has returned to balance. But deep down, I understood clearly, this quiet is only temporary. And when it happens again, we will return.